Hi,
Hey,
I'm
Joanna.
Sarah from The Upcoming. So lovely to meet you. And I'm very jealous that you're in beautiful, beautiful Cannes. It looks amazing there. Are you enjoying yourselves?
Mhm.
Ouais.
Yeah, really. Il faudrait lui montrer la mer.
Yeah, should we show the view where we are?
Yeah, go on. Wowee, wowee. That is where you want to be all times.
We're on the terrace, the official terrace of the festival. So yeah.
Beautiful. And of course, you're here for this amazing film. Maybe you could just kick off with a brief introduction to the heroics. For people who don't know anything about the film, how would you describe a little bit about what they can expect if they were going to watch it?
Ok. Alors, les héroïques,
So
c'est
this is the story of this 50-year-old guy who's an eternal kid. He only dreams of his motorbike and like doing a rap with his kid, with his son. But you know, he's trying to rebuild himself, to stop his excesses, to build a new life through a new paternity at 50.
The story is part sort of fiction, but also based on, you know, the true life of François. Is that correct? So maybe you can just tell us a bit about where the story came from and how it evolved from a true life story into the fictional one we see in the film.
alors moi dans la vie,
François was the father of his ex-girlfriend.
Mm.
So that's how they met. And then, you know, he actually accompanied François in his fight against methadone. And he wanted to show and bring to the big screen the whole reconstruction period and the way his body learned, you know, to live again and you know, at 55. And so I wanted to bring this fight to the big screen, but also, you know, it's real life, but it's really a fiction film as well. It's really it's really written.
And how was it for you, François, playing a character, Michel, who's has some essence of yourself, but is a fictional character? How was that process? Did you find that difficult?
I believe as an actor that every character that you interpret is also a little bit yourself, and I think that's part of the work of you know, being an actor and the process of acting. Of course, what's different here is that the story is partly based on my story, and yes, you know, this is very important when at the writing stage. You know, to make something of fiction and to mix the both. But then when I start acting, I have to find a way of telling the story of somebody who's not me, because me, like my story would not be interesting. It has to be bigger than life. It has to be, you know, a true fictional character to make it interesting.
Mm-hmm.
My story would be boring.
And maybe you can talk a bit about the process of filming it, because it was slightly unconventional, going to Alcoholics Anonymous meetings, recreating those. I think, Maxime, you know, you hold the camera a lot yourself to create that very, you know, feeling of realism.
En fait, déjà, c'était important.
Actually, it was important for me to work both with professional actors and non-actors, so that non-actors could bring their own truth to the screen, while the professional actors would help with the technique. So you know, when we were writing, you know, each character would have its own intimacy and its own personal space, and we would really write it so that, you know, all these people could bring some life and recreate the truth. And so I also wanted an environment where I could film, where I would find the emotion. And recreate those moments of emotions that, you know, I had in my memories, you know, when I was actually involved with the groups.
Mm-hmm.
at first. Yes.
And so the other question I was going to ask is, the film seems to deal with people who kind of don't fit into society in a natural way, and also differences between generations, and how he's trying to fit into the modern day society and it doesn't quite fit, and there's like a nostalgia maybe for another time, listening to 80s music and things like that. So is that something you were interested to portray?
The character is clearly somebody who's not able to grow up, he's an eternal kid. And he actually got stuck, in that golden moment of his youth. And this is something that, the consumption of, drugs and alcohol and anything, it actually stops you in a moment, and you don't evolve anymore. But then everything evolves when he finally accepts his paternity. And, when he goes through that process, then he can go back to, living in the present.
And there's lots of moments where, the character is not necessarily very likable, and he does some things that are very irresponsible. Even the moment you see, the baby on the back of the motorbike, but we have a lot of empathy, and there's a feeling of hope and optimism in the film. So were those important things for you to balance? And what do you hope people will take away?
Je pense que c'est François.
Okay, so this is, I think, also something that François brings, and that's why we managed to walk this fine line. But above all, I think what's really important is the love element. Everything he does is for love, and even if he doesn't do what he should, you can't help loving him because he tries. And probably also, the empathy comes from the fact that I personally, as a director, love this character so much. So that's why, I think the audience probably loves him as well. But yes, he says that from the start, he wants to be a good person, he wants to be a good father. And I wanted to show this struggle to bring it to the light. The things that you can build together when there is love in a family.
And finally, how does it feel to be back at a film festival, post-pandemic, especially in Cannes? And do you think that your film can strike a chord in the sense that it teaches us that we need each other. We need to live our lives together. No one should be alone. And that's something we've had to suffer this last year.
Yes, that element of solidarity and warmth and of sharing emotions was really important to me in the film. And there's this important scene in the film, when he goes back to the AA group and he's only 24 hours sober, and everybody, hugs each other, and there's all this warmth that was really important to me. So my motto is like, alone you go faster, together you go further. And if I don't go to the AA groups, or well, okay, it's gonna go on, but I will not go on without the group. And together, as a society, we can go.
We need us.
We need each other, and we go further.
All right, well, fantastic. Thank you so much for speaking to me. And I'm very jealous of you being in Cannes. Really enjoy the sunshine, and for and seeing people enjoy your film in the flesh. What a pleasure.
We send you sunshine.
Thank you. Okay. Thanks a lot. Lovely to speak to you both. Thanks so much, Barbara. Cheers. Bye. See you. Bye.